saw it myself. But all I could think about was, I don't have that background. I don't have those skills. What if I get into that opportunity and I fail? What's going to happen then? I allowed that fear of rejection to make me pause in my tracks and not do anything. But it was until I got to that point of being fed up and saying, you know, I don't want to just float. I wonder if I can soar, because I know I can just float. So I took that leap. And when I finally took that leap into those opportunities, I realized not only could I do it, I actually belonged in that room. And I had something to offer. And that's how I was really able to impact the people that I was supposed to impact, by taking that leap. After doing that over and over again, one of the first things that I learned was, you're either going to do something great or you're going to learn something. You only fail if you stop. And I wasn't about to stop. So if you can learn anything from me and keep from having to go through that same learning lesson, the one thing I'm going to challenge you to do is believe in yourself. Or if you don't believe in yourself, why would those people who see more in you than you see in you be advocating so hard if it wasn't something there? Take that leap, because I promise you the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn something or you're going to do something amazing. Either way, you're going to be better than you are right now by just taking that leap. I hope this shifted your perspective just a little.
I hear you, man. No, I seen the video. They're hilarious, dude. You are funny. The problem is you're not getting any views, so it's probably time for you to take a stroll. Not a whole stroll, a stroll down Creator Ave, bro. Creator Ave is a place that posts top quality comedy content, vlogs, podcasts, stand-up comedy. These people know funny, and I guarantee you they can get more views on your content than you can. Absolutely. Yeah, you're funny, man. Why you keep asking me that? Why would I lie to you? Do I look like a baby mama? You are hilarious, and the world needs to hear your jokes. Creator Ave. Go now. Tell them Tony sent you. I gotta go, dog. That's my wife calling me. All right, peace out.
Right, because I choose violence this day.
Yeah.
I want the people that came on stage before me to be hilarious.
You're like, I'm human.
So that's why I got Barbara Carlyle, who's like a veteran. She's super funny no matter what. Every time I've ever seen her perform, and she's been doing comedy for 40 years. And every time I see her perform, she kills a room no matter where we are in the world, no matter what kind of room. I used to do shows with her in Japan. She used to perform for all the troops all over the world. Like, she can do comedy anywhere. Anywhere. And that's the type of person I want with me.
Right.
Cougar Chronicles. What's the scoop? What's the dish? What's the issue? What's your wish? What's your love affair? With the scoop, maybe you can share. Maybe you can share. Cause if you do the baby, you can share.
Good evening and welcome to our 17th episode of Cougar Chronicles, where you don't have to be a cougar, you just have to act like one. I'm just kidding, because there's some men on here too. But anyhow, thank you for tuning in. We are so very honored to have our panelists on here today. We want to send a big shout out to Like Minds Come Through Network for running our boards and keeping us, in check and doing the things that she needs to do behind the scene, so to speak. So let's go to our panel and meet everybody that's on here. We got some other people that say they're going to be a little late coming on, but they're going to be here. So let's go over here in the top left corner, right beneath me, Diane Corder.
Yes, ma'am.
tell us where you're joining us from, baby.
My name is Diane Corden. I am joining you from Chicago, Illinois, baby.
Chi-town. I'm looking at the Chi. It's coming a little slow for me this season, but I'm sure it's going to pick up. I like the Chi.
I like
I
the
really
Chi
do.
too.
Yes,
I
it's
like
a
the
nice
Chi for real.
series. You silly, you silly. Herline Roberts, let us know where you're hitting us from. Herline, mate, can't hear me. Creole Amadi, Sugar. Hey, little Terry.
Oh, look, Terry. I'm trying to join the audience now.
Okay, I'll tell her to let you in.
Yes. Oh, okay. I see it now. Thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Creole Amadi. Okay, she might not hear me. Paula Gilcrease.
Hello.
Let us know where you're coming from.
Greetings. Georgia. I'm ready.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Dante Brown. You're the only man on so far, but we got some more coming. Tell us where you're calling us from, Dante.
That's not a good thing. I'm calling from Seattle, Washington.
Seattle. Thank you for joining us on here. You done got another one. Come on. Mark Leasy up top.
Y'all, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Where are you joining us from, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Brunswick City, Georgia. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Glenn County, Golden Isles, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Home of my grandbaby, Carlyles Davis. Yes, that's it. Anyway, Bella Hughley, let us know where you're joining us from.
I'm in the ATL. Hey, everybody.
ATL. Hey, thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, let's get into it because, man, we got some things to talk about tonight. The world is in, I don't know. I didn't put on any makeup because I'm in a bitter mood. I don't like what's going on with the state of America. We're gonna get into that. But let's start off light and end up heavy. Just before we get into the things we Cougars do all the time at the end. So
hey, be looking for Alicia too. She said she gonna come up here.
Okay. We'll see her when we join. Welcome everyone. I won't have time to speak to everyone, but might as well make sure that they are addressed. So, okay. 25th BET Awards recap. It aired last night at the Peacock Theater, and it was hosted by Kevin Hart. Honored icons were Snoop Dogg, Mariah Carey, Jamie Foxx, and Kirk Franklin. And also, Kendrick Lamar won big. So, anybody got anything to say about anything? Because I didn't see it. I saw the Jamie Foxx when he received his award, but I didn't get to see the whole award show. So, anybody got anything? Any criticism? Any praise? Let's talk about it.
I didn't get to watch the whole show. I seen the beginning where Kevin Hart was he did a little 9-minute monologue and all. That was all right. That was cool. But I ain't really watch it, auntie.
Okay, did any of you watch it?
I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I can stomach a whole BET Awards no more.
Why is that?
It's just it's so much going on. It's so many people. I don't know, maybe it's too loud or it's too many people hopping around on stage. Maybe I'm not following it like I used to. I don't know who be on it. I don't know the people.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know the people
half
who
the
on
people
here.
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the songs. Oh my God, I don't. I haven't, and I've come from the background. I worked on the BET Awards and did red carpet stuff behind the scenes, but it's just not interesting. So I like the clips and the highlights, and I like to watch other people talk about what they thought about it afterwards.
Oh, okay. Anyone else? Dante, did you get a chance to see?
Man, I'm 40 plus now. I can't watch that stuff. Nigga, every other word
plus.
and all of that. Yeah, I'm too old for that. I think everybody in the group might be too old to watch that stuff. That's not a representation of us anymore.
Nah, the ones that was
Oh,
winning the award was in their 40s, to be honest.
well, actually, most of them were probably in their 50s or whatever. But
But
I don't. Any of the award shows, I think they overdo it sometimes. But
but
I
so-
tell you this, if they tell me they gonna give me an award, I'll be there acting just like them. I'll be like, what I'm
besides
supposed to do? When I'm supposed to jump up and holler?
besides
What
the
I'm supposed to
icons and Kendrick Lamar, I don't think I knew anybody else there. So it wasn't for me to watch.
And I understand Kendrick Lamar took home 5 BET awards, including Album of the Year. Chris Brown got Viewer's Choice Award. And I like Chris Brown. I like that residual song. So I'm gonna learn that dance too. I don't care. That's what I'm gonna start coming out. I just want to kick my leg up, show people I can still do that. Glorilla. I don't even know best female hip hop artist. She got the Dr. Bobby Jones Award.
That
I
gotta be a
thought Bobby
typo.
Jones was gospel. How did she get it?
She got a song with Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
So maybe that's probably what. It probably wasn't a lot of
Well,
competition in
shoot,
that.
yeah, I don't consider what Kirk does gospel. Did you see the shoes Kirk had on? I just happened to see a clip of that. He looked like he had on some Prince used to be shoes. They were pointed toe and high heel, but
Well,
he
he a
was
little bitty little
jamming,
something.
huh?
He's a little bitty little something, so he kind of get a
Yeah,
pass.
yeah.
Yeah. And he walk around with a
Kurt
woman
really
that's
want to be. He did what now? He walked
no, go
around
ahead,
with a
go ahead, go ahead.
watermelon.
No,
No, what
I
did
say
you say?
I'll say he walk around with a woman that's substantially taller than him, so I bet he did have on heels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I don't see how he can dance in them. But I think Kurt really wanted to be an R&B person, but he got it all mixed up because he sure be dancing.
He was too deep in the church.
Did they do
No,
they wouldn't let him out.
Did they do a shout out to what his name that passed away this weekend, Sly? Did they do something for him?
Sly Stone. You
Yes,
know
ma'am.
what? I was so stupid when I first saw it. I didn't read the name. I was like, "Oh my God, Bootsy Collins done died." I thought it was Bootsy. I'm glad it
Hell
wasn't Bootsy.
no.
Bootsy, my
Damn, not
man.
Boosie.
I thought it was
Not
Bootsy.
Boosie.
I was gonna start crying because that's everyone. Creole, stop laughing. But I did, and then I was like, "Oh, Sly. Okay, good. I mean, not good, but Sly Stone. I didn't even know he was still living, but okay.
You ain't listen to Sly? You ain't like
that's
Sly?
no disrespect. Huh? I did. I did.
Oh, okay.
I did like Sly, but I did not. When I saw the big afro and the shades, the first thought that came to my mind was Bootsy Collins. And I used to love all the Bootsy Collins songs. Telephone Bill and all that mess. Okay. Yeah, that was my songs, man. He was the thing.
The chat told you to quit unaliving people.
I ain't unaliving nobody. Why do we have to? Who told us we have to say certain things? Why is saying unalive more?
I like that word anyway.
More politically correct than saying somebody died.
It's unalive, man.
When you start getting your videos taken off the internet because you done said a word, then you start training yourself on not using that word no more.
I don't care about. I mean, I'm just. That's exactly how we're in the fix that we're in right now, because people make rules for the masses to follow, because that's what they want to do. People been saying people died all this time. All my 40, I ain't no 40 something. I'm talking about my comedy days. All my 66 years, and now I got to be careful and not be able to say somebody died. That's just crazy to me. Maybe not to y'all, but and I ain't on social media like that, so I guess it doesn't. I can't get into it. Okay. Los Angeles protests intensify, sparked by ICE raids. 44 arrested. The National Guard and the Marines deployed. Clashes with police and court challenges to the military response continue. What say y'all? Because I got a lot to say about this one.
What is a riot?
It's not a riot. They are protesting ICE coming in, going to graduations, going into the schools,
The
getting
churches.
these people. I mean, come on. Everybody can't be an illegal immigrant over here causing crimes.
I mean, what nationality was Buddy that unalived the insurance man? What was he?
I don't know what he was, but everybody got to pay for one person.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't take but one, especially with somebody like Trump. He'd be like, see there? If we'd have just, you know what I'm saying, got him out of here, we wouldn't even have to worry
But
about
who
that.
is he to pass judgment when he had 34 indictments?
The president.
He the president. That's the problem, right? We all in danger at this point. And I think it's going to take something radical for something to change. Because even like he's at war with the governor of California. I think that's what it is. Like they are like personal insults. These are like dudes on the street fighting. It's not even like professional anymore. It's like talk about each other mamas. It's like that point. I don't understand how who we need the Avengers at this point.
States have right. We're supposed to be. States have the right to control. Federal don't control states. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he sent them out there, Newsom didn't call for him.
Yes.
And
that's exactly what the people are trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you want people to give you a parade just because it's your birthday. But you're forgetting that you went in and fired a lot of generals in the military.
Yep.
You took away some benefits from the military, but you want them to come there and act like they're supposed to protect you at any cost?
Right.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't get how you have immigrants in your family.
You are the first generation. I don't think his parents came from another country. He's first generation.
Most of them came from another country.
Mm-hmm.
If the Indians are the only one that have the right to me to say y'all need to get out of our country.
Right.
That's the way I feel about it. I put a post on my Facebook, and man, some of the things that some of the people are saying, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, well, y'all don't understand. We're supposed to defend from the enemy, foreign, domestic, and all that. I'm like, who's the enemy? Who's the enemy when you got babies that you're going in, separating them from their parents? You're going into the nail salons. You're going into anything and just rounding up people.
And them Hispanics is the native. They the Indians, just like you. It's black Indians and it's the Hispanics. The West Coast and Texas belong to them. They took it from them because the Mexican War, they was defending us. They lost their land for defending the taking up for us, and now it's time for us to step up for them. We need to unify and come up for the Spanish because they are the originals. They are the native. They Indians too. They the.
So what do you say to the ones that decided to vote for him?
Vote for him? Shit, ain't nobody different. They ran down there and voted for Camille Harris. Camille Harris wasn't shit.
Kamala.
What's the difference? Kamala, Camilla, whatever her name is.
Maybe she wasn't shit to you, but she was shit to a lot of people.
No, Miss Barbara Carlyles, man, you got to do your research. That lady, let me tell you something. She had Nina Simone estate. She gave Nina Simone's estate to white people. She locked the black man up, and she knew she was locking the black man up. She had a black man on death row, man. Y'all need to do y'all research on that girl.
How many other people have had black people on death row?
A white man that look like Thomas Jefferson. Why in the fuck will I believe in that bitch? You hear me?
Okay, so people can't marry who they want to marry. So we have to be against her because she married somebody white.
Why would I believe in a black woman that's for me married to a white man that look like Thomas Jefferson? That ain't it don't bother you to know. Go do your research. It don't bother you to know this same black woman is married to a white man that's over the the mains have been man. It don't bother you to know this black woman is married to a white man and had Nina Simone estate.
You can't
Listen, she
say who
had
your
her
heart will
state
fall in
and
love
gave
with.
it to white people. Fuck Camille Harris, cause she ate some fucking greens. She from Jamaica. Asked her why in the fuck she didn't eat no callaloo. Huh? Fuck Camille. She wasn't for you, man. Y'all don't get that. She was the devil, just like Obama.
Okay, you say she wasn't for us, but Trump is.
Let me tell you something. You know, Camille Harris was standing, had a whole campaign to
First of
change
all,
black
pronounce her
men.
name right.
I don't give a shit. I call her a bitch like I call that lady over in England a bitch. I don't care about her because I know she was you know what? She was a destructive on my people. I know she was a destructive. She was a destruction
Our
on my
people are
people, man.
destructive on our people, though, Herline.
Right, but so why would I go stand with somebody was a destruction? This lady had Nina Simone. I care about Nina Simone. Nina Simone stood up and fought. She took Nina Simone's state and gave it to white people. You gonna still keep standing with a black woman that go take Nina Simone. So Nina Simone hated white people. Nina Simone beat up a white man and shot him for stealing her music. And you gonna keep standing with a black woman that gave Nina Simone shit to white people? Cause let me tell you something. Yeah, you know what? I see Trump. I see the works in Trump. If y'all free y'all man up and know your history and know the Most High,
No,
you'll
I
see
want to
your work
know.
with
I
it.
want to know why something you just said. What your statement before that did not make sense when you said take something from black people and give to white people when white people been stealing our culture for centuries. So I'm trying
what?
to.
Y'all celebrate that.
You mean
So
so
what?
what? So
You
what that she
celebrate their
did?
holidays. You
But
eat
that
their
doesn't make
food. So what's
sense.
the
That doesn't
fucking
make
difference?
sense what you're saying, boo.
But you celebrate their holidays. You worried about the white people stealing your culture. You still celebrating their holidays. You still eating their poison they put in their body. You eat that pig that they gave you, that God told you to eat. Hold on, listen. You'll sit down and celebrate Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving was the day they took the land and slaughtered our fucking people and put us in
Well,
a
I'm not gonna
slave
say
trade.
what nobody
So what's the
celebrate because
fucking difference?
I
It's
don't
a
live in nobody's
contradiction.
household
Black
and knew
folks
who
is
they
a
pray to or
contradiction,
nothing
man.
that. So I'm not gonna say that. All I can speak on is myself.
Well,
I'm
I'll
not gonna
speak.
speak
Well,
on
then you
nobody
go
else.
speak on. Go
And I
do
don't know.
your
I don't
research.
want nobody to speak for me neither. So
But a lot of these
don't
black
speak for
folks
me.
don't
Don't
like
speak for
Trump
me.
and don't let me tell you something. J. Edgar
Don't speak
Hoover
for
was a
me.
listen, hold on. J. Edgar Hoover was a black man passing for a white man that put the thing on Marcus Garvey and killed all our leaders. And if you hate the white people so much, why in the fuck you send your kids
Nobody
to go
ever
get
said
educated?
they hated white
Nobody
people.
hate. I don't hate nobody. I see how the world works and what's going on and what we have allowed to happen.
You know
You know
why
what I'm
you allowed
saying?
that?
Because
You
see, you
allowed
got
that
to
happen
take
because
account.
we ain't got
Black
no
people got to
basic
take
economics.
accountability
Come on, you got to
for
let some.
having some type of common sense and understanding. And yes, research, read, look into things instead of just speaking out the side of their neck. You know
I
what
ain't
I'm
speaking
saying?
of the sap in that neck. I'm researching it. I know what I'm speaking
You're
of.
right.
Let me ask you a question. Tell me about Ethiopia. Why Ethiopia ain't been conquered? They weren't worried when the colonizers went over to Ethiopia and tried to conquer. If y'all so worried about Trump, go up there and fuck him up, kick his goddamn ass instead of sitting around here talking. Because when Queen
Well,
Nanny went,
I think that's. I mean,
because we could sit around
I don't
and
want. I
talk
don't
all
need to fight
goddamn
him.
day.
I don't need to fight him. I got a whole mind. I don't need to go fight
Marcus
nobody.
Garvey came over here. Marcus Garvey came the fuck over here and stood up to his oppressor step by step. He didn't sit around. Marcus Garvey didn't sit around and talk about you know what was going on? The prophecy of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey said we ain't gonna get no food to eat and no money to spend because we ain't got economics. Yeah, take accountability. Because you keep talking about him, but you'll send your child to go get educated by that devil. You know what I'm saying? I see
Well,
black
where did
I live
you
in
folks.
go to school?
reality, boo.
Where
I
did
live
you
in
go to school,
reality.
Herline?
I dropped out. I
I
dropped
live in
out.
reality. My kid
I
has to
dropped
go to
So
out when I
you
was
school.
in
dropped
You
middle.
out,
cannot live in the
but
I
you
state.
dropped
can
out when I was
chastise.
in middle
It
school
say my
on
kid have to
purpose.
go to school unless I choose to homeschool my child.
But what
So
then
it's about
homeschool your
choices.
kids?
It's
Only a
about
look,
choices.
only a but homeschool your kids. What's wrong with homeschooling? You too
It's
goddamn
nothing. I'm
lazy.
not saying. Stop
You
being
too
so
lazy to
defensive,
teach your
boo.
damn
Listen,
kids.
Listen to
You
what I'm
depending on
saying.
that devil to teach your kids, but
Man,
you
Okay,
ain't the
let's
you
devil
calm
on the
down.
yourself.
Let's
devil.
calm
You
See,
on
down.
the
y'all
devil because
contradiction,
you
man.
don't
See,
Hold
want to
y'all
on.
listen
got
to
it
Hold on,
twisted,
nobody but
man.
your
everybody.
own self. You on the
Hold on a
devil.
minute.
Fool.
Um, all the things that you are saying about um uh, Vice President Harris and everything else,
She
we are
ain't
talking.
shit. Man, she was
She
pushing
ain't
the
shit to
homosexual
you.
agenda just like Obama.
Okay.
Obama took his ass over in Africa and
Okay, all
starved
right.
black women and
Let's
children.
get off this subject because
The old girl ready to throw the
you have
first
to
She
stone.
respect
don't
She don't
everybody
want to.
else's
She don't want
opinion
to.
gonna
She
to
throw
don't.
her
all
line.
She
of them.
don't want
I'm
to
gonna
have a
throw
mind.
all
She
of
don't
them.
want to have an
Shit.
open mind. She in a box right now, and she got
I
tunnel
don't
vision.
even vote. Listen, I don't
Well,
vote
what the
because
Me
fuck
let
not.
me
you
tell you
talking
something.
about then? You talking about somebody standing up for something, and you're saying you don't even vote. It don't even
Because you
matter,
ain't
because
gotta
that's still a
depend on
voice.
because you
That's
ain't
still
gotta
a voice.
depend on listen, you don't
You
listen.
got so much. Go
No, you
stand
need
into
What
that voting in
everybody
front of
else
that
to talk.
voting booth and tell the
let
same
me tell
shit
you something.
to the
I
people
don't
that's
go
going to vote.
listen, I don't vote
Go be
because
a
like Frederick
politician
Douglass
then.
said, only a slave sit like Frederick. I don't vote because like Frederick Douglass said, only a slave will sit and wait on somebody to free him.
A
I don't give
slave
a
need to
fuck about
understand the
them
system he live
politicians.
in and
I
You
learn
know
how to
mean,
what?
play the
Because
game.
And why
Alicia,
I don't
hold
care
on.
about them politicians. Them
Her line.
politicians ain't gonna wake me up. Them politicians ain't gonna change my life. You believing in them same devils to
Ain't
kill
nobody believe.
their
I believe
fucking
in my
leaders.
people. I believe in my brothers and my sisters that are politicians,
You
that are
believe
good people.
what politicians is good? Because Obama wasn't shit. Obama went over there and killed Gaddafi,
Oh
who
my
was for
Lord.
you. Now let's be real about
Mm-mm-mm.
that shit. See, y'all dumb, deaf, and blind. Y'all don't want to hear the truth, but y'all truth is falling
But
on deaf
you
ears.
said that you dropped out of school, so we're supposed to believe you.
I dropped out of school. Listen, I dropped. You know what? You damn right, because only a fool let the enemy educate themselves. You goddamn right I dropped out of fucking school. Because anybody,
What year did you drop out?
when I was in middle school, when I was in
And
not juvenile, when I was in
you are able to read all this with just a
Hey,
middle
I
school
get a
education.
spirit. I get a spirit though.
let me
But at the
let me
same
tell
time,
you something. Let me tell you
you
something.
got to you got to
You
know
know
the
what?
workings of the
Y'all got a
inside.
high
You
school
can't be on the
diploma and you
Alicia,
outside.
still
hold
You can't be
on,
dumb.
Alicia.
outside. You
You
Hold
can't be
on,
know what? You
Alicia.
outside,
got a
boo.
high school diploma and you still dumb because you don't know thyself. You don't know who the fuck you is. All you know, listen, that education is what they told you who you is and who you are. All you
That's
got is
not
a
who a
white man's
person. That's not who
education.
people
All
are
you
as a
got is that
whole.
beast to tell.
You're
Well,
more
then
than the
you know
Okay,
what?
education.
Zoom, Lisa.
The
Then tell
understanding
me,
that
did they
you're
teach
more
you?
than the education that you learn. You have to
Man,
understand
fuck
that.
all
See,
that. No,
you're
hell
talking.
no.
You
You
saying the
know
same
what?
thing I'm saying.
I
You
could
saying know
graduate
thyself.
dropout.
You still can learn and still know
Man,
that
what
you
I'm
are
gonna
out
learn from my
somebody else
enemy?
outside of that
Her
education
line.
and finna
Her
How
teach
can
you
line.
the
that.
enemy teach
Her
me
line,
any fucking
Alicia.
thing?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Can we give
An enemy
someone
can't
else a
teach me
chance?
shit.
Her line.
Like Dick Gregory said, when you wake up, don't let them rock you back to sleep. You ain't rocking me back to sleep. If you want to believe in
You
that punk
know,
ass system gonna save your ass,
you take some of the sage words from different people
do
and
y'all
you
know
use
Ronald Reagan
them
is the one that
and
killed Bob
incorporate
Marley?
what you want to say to change the
No,
whole.
I ain't changing nothing. It's just falling on deaf ears, and y'all walking around dumb, deaf, and blind and don't want to hear the truth. You
Here
believing
you,
in y'all
here you
believing
go.
in the system and don't give a fuck about you. And
Hey,
I'm
Here,
gonna
let
talk
yeah,
about
get to
Trump.
it, get to
here,
it.
here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And then so we could all get back in the
Man,
same boat.
people got to
Y'all
stop
worried
thinking
about
people
Man,
don't
you know what?
recognize.
I'm worried about I'm
Recognize.
sitting where Abraham is kicking the colonizers out of his fucking country. Do that. That's who I'm standing with. I'd rather
What
go
you
live with
doing?
him.
What you doing besides on here talking, just talking?
Same
What you
thing you
doing?
doing because you getting in your feelings because you dumb,
You
deaf,
don't
and
know what
blind to
I'm
the
doing.
truth.
I'm sitting here
You
trying to
know
pull a
what I'm
string up
doing?
my
You
skirt,
know what
girl.
I'm doing? I'm in the community every day. I'm in the Ethiopia Federation. I stand in the
Ethiopia.
the Marcus Garvey.
Ethiopia.
I
You
stand
don't
in the
live in
communication every
Ethiopia.
day.
You live in America.
Don't make no. I'm from Ethiopia. You live in Babylon. If you wanna claim
Well,
this
this
bullshit,
well, you have to
I
understand
live
your
in the belly
reality,
of the
boo.
beast, just like you. But
Oh,
like
You
I
gotta
okay.
understand your
like I
Alrighty,
reality.
said, you
alrighty,
ask
all
me what
right.
to do. I stand in
Let's
I'm in organizations to move around here in the land and do shit. I go out there and stand and tell them to free H. Rat Brown. I sit on the board for the free H. Rat Brown.
That's the shit I do. I do shit in the community. I go
What
out here and
what
feed these
state you live
kids every
in?
I go out here and feed these kids. I go out here and feed the homeless motherfuckers. I go out here and liberate if I can.
Okay,
You know what I'm
they're
saying? I
homeless,
go
but you
stand
calling
and
them
network.
motherfuckers.
That's what I do. I like a
Why they gotta
motherfucker
be
every now and then.
motherfuckers?
I
Why they gotta
like
be
motherfuckers.
motherfuckers?
All right,
I like
you
motherfuckers.
have given your spiel. You have given your spiel, and you've said why you don't like certain people and why. Now let
Cause they
someone
not
else
for
talk.
you,
But
Barbara
you're
And
not
Carlisle.
letting
you
nobody,
can
you're not
have
letting
you
anybody else talk.
Alicia,
Was
You
hold
are
on a
not the
minute.
voice. You are not the voice of
Alicia,
everybody, and we all on here. You're not allowing anyone else to talk.
Well, then tell me, y'all. Tell me shit. Talk to me. Talk to me. I'll listen to y'all. I'll listen to that damn mental slave ass shit
that's
you ready to
all we
tell me.
ask.
Cause y'all,
Everything that you
Hey,
said is
I'm
your
not talking to
opinion.
nobody
So
that
give
they're not
someone else
open to
time to
receive
chime in.
what I'm saying. And
you asked me
yeah,
what I was
I'm not
doing,
open to
and then
that.
when I told you what I was doing, you down it. I'm
I
in
didn't
the
down
Ethiopia
nothing. I didn't say
Federation. You know why
anything
I'm
to
in there?
you.
Cause I'm trying to learn
You're
thyself,
hearing
not
what
what
you
the
want to
enemy
hear.
taught
You
my
delusional.
motherfucking ass.
You come back to reality right now.
I'm
Nobody's
really in
downing you.
reality. I'm reality not to depend on them fucking devils to do shit for me. I'm in reality because I know
Oh.
God wake me
You
up
got
and
a
God
job?
gonna move me
You
around
got a
here.
job?
I got a job. Yeah, I
Who
got
you?
a job telling niggas to wake the fuck up every goddamn day in the name of
So
Rastafari.
that's
That's
how
what the
you.
fuck
That's how
my
you make
job
some
is.
money in your rent.
That I don't give a fuck about no money. I'm straight. I ain't asking you for nothing, nobody else. It ain't about how I'm making my money. It's about me building black economics. I grow a garden. Do you got a
I'm just
garden?
trying to.
I don't go
I'm
to the
just trying to
grocery. I don't go
understand.
to the
Like you say,
grocery
you
store
don't
and
work
eat
for.
that bullshit in there.
You don't rely on no devils or whatever. You
Grow a
know,
garden.
just
I got
because
my
somebody
own
your devil
motherfucking
don't
garden. You
mean
damn right I ain't lying on no devils if I ain't got to. I
they
grow my
devil.
garden, I eat what I grow.
Her
You hear
line.
me?
The question that was asked before we were giving a whole history lesson
You
Okay.
need a history
was
lesson. You depending on them fucking punk ass politicians to free your ass. You need to go read like Frederick Douglass said
Did
on
you
his.
ask anybody's opinion of what they thought? Because I
I
just
don't
hear
give
you
a fuck
talking.
about opinion.
See,
Opinion like
so
assholes.
well,
I
how
want to hear the
you
truth.
cannot speak for everybody. Stop speaking for
Opinion
everybody.
comes
exactly.
from
I
mental
mean,
I wouldn't
slaves.
want you to speak for me. I don't care
You
what you're
nobody
doing.
speak. You want Camille Harris to
You're
speak to you.
categorizing me,
You
and you
want
didn't ask
Camille Harris to
nobody
speak to
of
you
what
was
they
trying to
thought about
turn black
anything
men
you're
into
talking
punks.
about.
Camille Harris was trying to turn
You
black
are
men into
just
punks.
talking.
That's what Camille Harris was doing, trying to turn black men into punks. And that's why we ain't got no men in the household, because y'all keep depending
No,
on
because
these
look how
sorry
you
ass
are.
niggas.
Look how you are all in your masculine
black men were
energy. You can't even have
out of the
a civil
I
household
got a black
conversation with
man. I got
another
a roster.
woman.
He
long
tell you
time
the
With
before
same.
another
Kamala Harris
woman.
came
But you
into the.
for black people, you all this, but I'm trying to actually have a conversation with another
I
woman.
just,
And I see
why?
that you have
I
some
ain't for
knowledge
black people
and you
because
can't
I'm
have a
telling you what you
conversation with
don't want
me.
to
It
hear.
doesn't make
Shit.
sense, sis.
It
Come
don't make
on.
sense falling on deaf ears.
Man,
If it's falling on deaf ears for the dumb and deaf and blind, it ain't gonna make sense. You still gonna be extirpate your man from mental slavery, and then it'll make sense.
you need to learn how to communicate. That's what the fuck needs to
Man,
go
I am
on.
communicating as
Alicia,
much
Nope.
as I
Alicia,
can. I'm
her line.
telling you, them
Hold on.
politicians ain't shit,
Hold
dog.
on, her line. We're
Yeah,
going to ask other people on the panel. We don't want you to say anything. You have said
okay.
everything you wanted to say. Now you give someone else a chance. And then you can come back and defend yourself, but let someone else talk. I mean, your beliefs are your belief. Everybody else have their own beliefs. But you're trying to down us for saying
I'm not
we
downing y'all, Miss
we
Barbara Carlisle.
yes
I
you
don't have
are. You
no
are
belief. I
calling us
got
all
faith.
kind of
I,
names and
listen. As soon as
saying
I said something about Camille Harris, y'all getting y'all fucking
Yeah,
feelings.
make you
Because
intelligent.
y'all want to believe that damn devil was for y'all and she ain't for you. And
Yeah,
if you look at Trump,
right.
if you look at Trump, and I ain't for Trump, but Trump is pulling everything away from black folks. So if he pulling everything from black folks, when we gonna stand up and build economics for ourselves? Fuck Trump. Fuck them. Build for ourselves economics. Build your schools, build your garden, build your
how
military.
much
Marcus Garvey came over with a military.
how many bricks
Y'all
have
got
you
mad when I
collected
said
to
something about that
start
punk
building
ass
this school?
devil.
You know what? This sounds like an episode of Boondocks. I seen this
It
on
sure the
Boondocks.
fuck is, and I feel like Uncle Ruck is right about now.
I seen this on Boondocks. I seen it. Well,
Uncle Ruckus wasn't the person you want to feel like.
Now, yes, it is, because if you listen to Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus speak a lot of truth if you listen to him.
Yeah, okay.
I know how to free my man up, and I know how to go get the meat off the bone.
If you need Uncle Ruckus to free your mind, then there's something terribly wrong, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
All you do is tell black folks they contradiction. Black folks is contradiction. You hate Trump, but you'll sit down and celebrate Thanksgiving, which they killed our people on Thanksgiving. You'll celebrate Christmas, which Christmas is built on when the Roman Catholics was fucking each other. Y'all celebrate them punk ass holidays, but you hate these motherfuckers.
So what do you celebrate? What do you
You
celebrate?
ain't asked nobody on here what they celebrate. None of that. You just assume. And assume always make ass out of people. I know what that means.
Folk ain't got no garden. Folk celebrate all kind of white folks. They're just telling us what we do.
Y'all do. If you do that shit,
the fuck up.
I ain't gonna shut the fuck up when my people dead, dumb, deaf, and blind to that bullshit. Y'all, you know what? If y'all know how to put God first, you put God first, you don't depend on no fucking.
If you have something you want to preach and you know truth on,
I'm
when
not
you
preaching shit. I'm not no
people
preacher.
that are not
Don't you
receptive
put
to
God
what you're
first,
saying,
you ain't got to
that
depend on no
means go
politician.
find your tribe. That means go find the people that want to hear what you got to say.
And when y'all realize one God on authority, y'all ain't got to depend on no politician.
You're one-minded.
One
You're
God
not
on
open
authority.
to conversation.
When you one God on
You're not
authority, you ain't
open
got
to
to depend on no
conversation,
politician.
sis. How can we run anything or be any powerful if you and we cannot talk and have conversation?
You know what? Till we get under one God on authority, we ain't gonna get nowhere. That's why I don't depend on no politicians, because it's one God on authority. If you know one God on authority, you wouldn't give a fuck about none of them dead ass politicians.
when the book coming out?
Is Mike Spirit? Hey, is Mike Spirit on here?
When the book coming out, I'm buying this. I got to get the inside of it. This just the tip of the iceberg. What old girl talking about?
Okay, y'all, let's calm down. Okay, now the question was, what do you all think about what's happening in LA with the people protesting ICE coming in, getting people out of here? I don't know how we got on how she hates Kamala, how she hates this, how we are this and that. She's the only, to tell you the truth, Herline, you make it sound like you're the only one that knows what we are supposed to do. And then you say all this stuff that is contradictory, and you top it off by saying all y'all got to do is trust in God, as if you have all the answers and we don't even have the questions. Excuse me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So
listen,
now,
God,
everybody else, can everybody else?
God wake you up. So why would I give a fuck about Camille Harris? She don't do shit for me. It's one God on authority. Till we get one God on. If you actually know we are
a
in
lot
this
of
shit,
people probably ain't gave a shit for you. So what? What that mean now?
Well, Camille is not the president. So what do we do now? That's yesterday's.
Kamala. Her name is Kamala.
I'm gonna say Camille. So she's right
Camille,
about
Kamala.
So
I
look,
call her a bitch. I don't give
You
a
can't
fuck
even
about
give
it.
another
Yesterday,
black woman respect at the end of the day. And she was running for the highest land, and you don't know what could have happened. You're talking what
she was
if,
trying to turn
not
black
if,
men
didn't
into
happen.
She was trying to
We
turn
in the
black men
present
into
right now.
punks, man.
We in the present, boo. We in the present trying to figure out this.
I am in the present.
It needs to be a conversation
Okay,
versus
all right.
dictatorship.
We're gonna
of
move on to
say.
another subject because obviously,
you know what? If I would have, I'd have voted for Trump over that bitch. If I would have went voted, you know what? One of my rosters,
woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. It don't fucking matter
right.
now.
But my roster brother went down there and voted for Trump over that raggedy ass, funky ass, dog face ass.
And look what we got. Look what we got in office.
What do you got? What is he doing? Pulling everything under your. If he pulling everything under your ass, then go stand up. You don't need them. Y'all keep wanting to depend on them motherfuckers.
Which leads us back to the original question.
You know what?
How
I
do you feel
understand her.
about
Listen.
him wanting to
I
use
still
the
understand her.
military
Shit,
and
like
ICE?
Marcus Garvey said, black
Lord,
economics. If we
Herline,
get black economics, you're going to perish.
if you want to allow anyone
I
else
actually
to talk,
understand her.
we're
I
going to have to
understand
let
what
you
she's
go.
saying. I understand what
I
she's saying.
understand what she's
I
saying
honestly
too.
do. But she won't allow the conversation to happen because she's trying to. Let's have the conversation because I understand what she's saying and I understand where you're coming from. But because you won't allow anyone else to be a part of the conversation is why we can't come together on anything. The shit that you're doing. I get what you say about Babylon. I get what you're saying about the laws, what's been stripped from up under us that came under Project 2025, or how more liberal stuff is coming in. I understand all that stuff you're talking about, but because you don't want to have a conversation, you just want to push and tell people shit, but you don't want to talk about it. That's why black people can't do nothing now. How you expect to bring us together on a
Let me tell
conversation
you
of
something. I don't
importance and
entertain the
you can't
blind.
listen and you
I don't
can't even
entertain the
have a
blind. If I
conversation?
show you the truth and you too blind for the truth, I'm not gonna
Oh my
entertain you.
gosh.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't entertain men
who
away as slaves.
are you to tell us that it's the truth? Your truth may not be everybody else's
Well, then
truth.
go
That's why I
research it. A
say,
pluralist say
give
anything.
somebody
Go
else
research
a
it.
chance
Go
to talk.
research it. Go pull up Camille Harris giving up Nina Simone's fucking
Please learn to
estate. Go
pronounce the
research
lady's
that.
name right.
Go
You the
research
boss.
Camille Harris leaving a black
You
man
got to
on
be a
death
leader.
row
You got to
knowing
be
he was
born in
fucking innocent.
goddamn. Because
You
you
hear
just
me?
you
The
are
passion is
so
real.
tunnel vision.
The
And
passion
that's
is
I ain't
sad
no
real.
because
tunnel
you
vision.
got a
Your
lot of
ass need to
information.
exculpate your
You
man
got a
for
lot of
mental slavery.
information that you could give black people, but
And
because of
I'm
the
trying
fact
to
that
give it.
you don't
You
know how to
talk all this shit.
communicate.
Tell me
And
about the
I
emperor of
agree with that.
Ethiopia. Tell me
If
that shit.
you had another method for trying to get your opinions out without having to put somebody else down,
I ain't putting
you seem
nobody
to have a
down. You
lot of
mad because
knowledge.
I'm talking
But the
about
way you present
Marcus,
that
you mad
knowledge
because I'm talking
turns
about
people
that
off.
who?
Nobody's mad about that.
Girl,
What
we
they're
done
Y'all
been
mad
feeling y'all
about is
feelings.
you
Like
got the whole floor and not giving anybody else time
you know
to
what,
say
like Dr.
anything.
Khalid
And when
Muhammad said,
anybody
I didn't
starts to
come to
try to
say, like
contradict
Dr.
you,
Khalid
you come with
Muhammad
something
said, I didn't
else.
come to say what you like, and I didn't come to say what you want to hear. I
Did
came to
I
say
ask you
what
to
we
say
need to
what
hear
you
because
like? I
y'all keep
said
saying
give
the same shit.
everybody
You're
her
not doing nothing different.
line. I would hate to have her put you off.
I
Give
wouldn't give a
other
shit.
people time
I
to
wouldn't care.
talk.
I was kicked out of hell
You
before and they
can't
didn't
be my
want me.
leader. You can't be my leader. I'm just
I
gonna
don't
say
want to
that.
be your
And
leader.
I will lead with somebody that said,
Alicia,
but you
stop
can't be my leader.
antagonizing her.
No, she can't. She can't. She got a lot of information and she don't know how to communicate it.
She
And
left.
that
She left.
there is, you see how it's frustrating people because we want to have the conversation with you, but you're not allowing us to have a conversation as a group, as a people, as a joint, as a black people, supporting and understanding the things that you say you out there doing and what it means to us as black people.
She left though, sis.
I think Kiki clipped the wings.
Yeah.
You got to respect the passion though.
That's like club.
Hopefully they'll grow back better.
That goes beyond passion.
That's too much.
When you don't allow other people to have an opinion because you want to put down the very people that you say need to elevate their mind because we're not on the same tangent that you are on.
I watched that
Because
movie.
you said I don't like her because of this, and I didn't vote for her. I didn't vote. Okay, so now the conversation for me is over.
Hey,
Well,
I'm watching that movie.
Go. Can y'all change the subject, Lord have mercy?
Whenever she put the movie out,
everybody
I
was
am
like, "Can
watching
we
it.
go back to BET?" Like, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, dog.
Soon as she, hey, my bad,
I
boy.
don't know. Even Kevin was quiet, and you know Kevin don't be quiet.
Oh, he'll be quiet. That thing. Ooh, man. Hey, Kevin. Hold
What's up? What's up, baby?
Hey, check this out. Hold on. Before you say so. She was real frustrated about something else, man. Something else going on. That's bigger than this situation.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes,
that's
sir.
bigger than this, man. I'm talking about this is about structure. You can't even allow the host to run her own program.
Yeah,
Bro,
well,
she lost her argument earlier somewhere.
She needs some Donnie.
That's crazy, man. I'm talking about then we get into the spiritual realm. Barbara can relate. I stand on the spiritual thing, but same time, This is a show that comes behind structure. If you got to try to host something, setting out a platform by being a podcast host, that's why you structure your show. Once I give you a subject, we're going to tap into this subject. We're not trying to go where you want to go. You want to do some personal stuff? Start your own podcast.
Yeah.
Start your own thing.
This thing, I've been sitting there watching this thing for 30 minutes. This person been talking for 25.
Right.
People were hitting me on my phone like, why y'all continue to let her talk? It makes no sense. You can't even say the woman's name right. I don't get it. I love Herlon. She's a good person, but once she gets on a tangent, there is no stopping her.
Well, you got to be careful. You got to be careful with that. First of all, calling this woman all out of her name and all these kind of...
Yes.
You can't do that.
That's so disrespectful.
You can't do that.
And to turn around and say, I didn't vote. I don't get that.
You can call out of her. You can call out of her name, but you can't pronounce her name.
Yes.
Kevin, come on, Kevin, help me out now. If you a hit dog gonna always holler.
Hey,
funny, man.
Yes, they will.
Y'all better be careful. Still might be listening, so y'all.
Kevin.
Done it for every one of y'all, except for me.
Hold on, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
You normally dive in. What happened?
Kevin was just like the rest of us. Like, where is all this coming from?
Hey, my brother. Kevin, it normally be you running the show. What happened tonight?
Yeah, it normally be Kevin that's got us all going all kind of way. I didn't know what to do. I was like, shoot, let me finish taking my braids out.
Hey, Barbara. I was sitting in my office. I said, what the hell going in? I text Kiki. I said, Kiki, please send me that link. Let me see what the hell is going on. So Bible,
came here cuss everybody out.
Playing in your hair like we on a different episode. This is a version of Sinner.
Oh man.
Hey, I know this. Whenever she dropped that movie on Tubi, I'm watching it. Whenever she dropped this movie she got planned on Tubi, I'm watching it, dog. I'm telling you.
Some going viral.
Yeah, that's how I go. But I'm standing on Ecclesiastic 3. There's a time and place to everything. Time to be quiet, time to speak. I had to be quiet on that one because to be respectful to everyone, if you're going to say something, let everybody have a chance to speak. That's
the only thing I was trying to tell her. We can't change your opinion. But you can't overtalk everybody else talking about y'all celebrate Thanksgiving, y'all celebrate Christmas, y'all do this, and they came in and did this to Christopher Columbus or whoever. You know, she sold Nina Simone's property. I was like,
Barbara O'Husky. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. We didn't know the backstory. Barbara O'Husky.
Oh, some money.
She sounded like I remember how Kanye interrupted Buddy on MTV. He was like, yeah, and President Bush don't like black people.
Man, I don't.
I truly apologize because I didn't know it was going to be a hailstorm like this, man. The simple question was, how do you feel about President Trump sending the troops over to California to patrol the people, the American people? Like, people don't have the right to protest. And the thing was going to be about them coming in, going to the graduations, going to all these places, going to the nail salons. They just showing up anywhere.
I want to apologize because I just jumped in the conversation. I did not know that was the question.
That was the question, and I don't know how we got on.
I didn't jump in.
And all y'all like Camilla.
I just gaslit the shit, man. I'm sorry.
I put a quote up there. I said, "How did we get Wade over here?"
Wade over here.
Wade over here. How do we get Wade over there?
Didn't you hear me trying to ask? What are you talking about?
That wasn't no
Let us answer everything that you're saying. You want to monopolize the conversation. You go out and feed everybody. You go do this. You go. When you have time to do all that, but you didn't have time to finish school.
All right, hey boy.
Blow. That's a low blow.
That's not a low blow because she had to have gone further than middle school to have all that knowledge she supposedly has.
I didn't know what I walked in
I'm gonna
on.
tell you like this at the same time.
Yo.
You got to play the game. You got to know some of the rules of the game. You got to know how to play the game because this the world you live in. This your reality. You know what I'm saying? I get where you want to be and things you want to do and grow and build but you got to understand your reality and you got to know the knowledge to function in that damn reality. Whether they give you a little bit of it, you have a start somewhere, but you got to be able to be
But
listening to other people. You got to be able to listen to other people,
yeah,
otherwise you never learn nothing.
have a good debate.
Yeah.
And for you to say, I don't like Obama, I don't like Kamala, okay, but who do you like?
Yeah.
And
No,
because
boy.
you don't, how you gonna think that you hollering gonna make us see your point?
It was like a Spike Lee movie in the 90s, dog. It was all hate. It was
She
all
wasn't
hate.
even landing the plane on nothing. She was just spewing hate while she kept talking about the evil and the devil and all that. She just was spewing hate.
Well,
What do you
Okay,
mean?
let's move on.
Well, I didn't know what I walked in on, y'all. I'm sorry, but I thought I was on Love and Hip Hop for a minute because I walked in on some drama. I got
Listen,
scared. I was about to get off here.
love and tip top. It wasn't no love and hip hop, man. I don't know why people like drama. I don't get it. I don't know. I mean,
Hey, Barbara.
and she could have made some pertinent points if
That's what
she
I was
would have
saying.
Yes.
just calmed down and stopped trying to put everybody down to get her point across.
Yeah, she has some valid points though. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it?
You made that personal. That sounds personal.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it. And you should be able to defend it, not just keep saying the same thing over and over. Okay, you done said that she keep black men in jail. How many times black men been in jail? She's responsible for every black man that's been in jail?
No. And on top of that, she didn't. Camille Harris did not come in your house and just take you out your house. Apparently, you did something to be in front of her. But had you done any research, you would have known that she was the top dog. A lot of those convictions were people under her that had the same authority she had. She didn't even know they was being convicted. When you look at her record, she had about 45 convictions where she personally walked in the courthouse. Then she made a whole program to rehabilitate people that even the federal government adopted it. It's a lot of lies and fiction out there too. And this reminds me of MAGA with all the sound bites. They don't know nothing.
They don't. They listen to this shit.
What somebody else said.
Yeah. People need to understand. Like you got to read. I don't know where she want to group everybody together because there's no perfect politicians, no perfect person that's gonna run this world right. Because everybody like different stuff, believe in different stuff. You know, she not opening her mind. She tunnel vision on the past. But you got to understand that we don't live
right.
We don't live
Which is
there no more.
why I was trying to get you to stop because she wasn't gonna quit.
Right.
No.
She wasn't gonna quit. She was on a roll and she thought she had a captive audience. And everybody was sitting in horror, like, where did this come from? What that got to do with ICE?
It would be a good deal to know where do we go from here because we know we're not going out there protesting because we ain't getting killed for these people. We're not going to jail for these people. They want to put martial law on us. We're only 15% of the doggone population. What can we really do? So we have to think about how we're going to do self-preservation as a people, as a community. And
I think
screaming
go
at
ahead.
it.
Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry.
How do we go forward?
Right.
Well, the thing is, I think a lot of Black people decided this ain't our fight.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This ain't our fight. We want that y'all put them in there. We want y'all to FAFO. We want y'all to see that what y'all did, what y'all thought y'all was doing was a good thing. And y'all seeing that it's not. You know, I mean, all of a sudden, he wants to plant himself in the 250-year anniversary parade of the military because it's his birthday.
Right.
So now the parade is not going to be about the military. It's going to be about him.
Yeah.
Wants to dictate.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he ran over Gavin Newsom. He wants to be the dictator.
How can you call up the military after you allow Doge to come in and get rid of all these generals, try to go in and take away benefits from people? But you want the military to come there and gonna say, if you come up there acting up, we're gonna use brutal force. So now you're gonna turn the military that you have tried to go against.
Trump don't understand. He don't understand that them same military, us, because I was in the military 21 years. We still got family out here. We still got loved ones out here. You know what I'm saying? We still got cousins that live, these regular people that you want us to go out here and force, fight, kill, whatever his expectation is unalive, whatever. And he got to understand that at his disregard for humanity, a lot of people that go in the military really have humanity. Yeah. And I think you got your crazy ones, and them, the little Marines and all them probably used to be.
Hey, I'm a Marine. Don't be talking about us. We ain't crazy as you think we are.
But you know,
I said I'm a Marine. We ain't crazy like you think we are.
No. But this generation, as it's changed through the years, like I said, I was in 21 years, so I seen it go and change from the people that come in, their mindsets, what they think is normal and shit like that. And I just feel like he treading on. I don't know if I can say this.
Yeah,
he might as well. The other one done said everything.
He treading on people having no loyalty to the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be trying to be, like you're saying, what she's saying, in survival mode, protecting our own, protecting our families, protecting what we have. You know what I'm saying? And he don't want us to go in survival mode, because survival mode creates savages.
Yeah. My biggest problem with it more.
All right, y'all. Let's move on to a better topic.
You
I don't know if this better. We get to talk about P. Diddy.
Oh,
I'm tired of that one.
No, you might as well hang on to it. But
look at that one.
Let's talk about how's your health, how's your spirit.
I heard Eddie Murphy took the stand.
I heard quite a few people, and I think some of these people are taking the people that's up there and trying to build their what do you call it, likes and whatever, build up their thing. So they put stuff up there and making it seem like something different. They taking stuff and creating a hodgepodge of stuff for people to see. So I really don't know.
Yeah, but that's all fluff. That has nothing to do with the charges, though. They talking about everything and anything except for the charge. Because first of all, if you know anything what a RICO charge is, that's organization. That's not a single person thing, And the whole thing is just to convict him with public opinion and just trying to assassinate his character, which his character has been assassinated.
Well, he assassinated his own character,
and it's the irony of it is,
and he can take that.
Yeah. And people swear, say, "Cab, what do you know?" Because I used to work for the same record company, but he and I never crossed paths.
Better be glad, because he had some baby oil for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, I was there, and I guess as soon as I left, he came in because, like I said, and he and I, because I worked directly with Andre Harrell, and like I said, we never crossed paths. And when I left, I guess he came in, so maybe it's a good thing, So, but I my spirit wasn't allowed. I couldn't been around that, and especially about forces or something. That's a traumatizing thing. If you want to get your boogie on, that's one thing, but to force somebody to get their boogie on, that ain't right.
And it wasn't forced; they were drugged.
Yeah, and they want the accolade.
Ain't too much force you can use when somebody drugged.
Yeah,
you don't need any force.
The biggest piece was him bringing sex workers, sex trafficking across state lines. That's really all it is. The rest of it, he had fun. He had a right to have fun. The people that participated mostly agreed. But bringing sex workers across state lines using your money and resources and having the amount of drugs and having prescriptions in a fake name, that doctor and all that, it's they got him on some. It could be little, but it's not. You could say it's little, but it's not. And I noted that Cassie stuff is what's making it feel like a big conflict because she participated in it. But then you look at and then it's morally, it was a lot of issues, but legally, it's really those sex workers going across state line and those drugs, whether a prescription.
Well, he did a lot of intimidations, and supposedly he was complicit in having a lot of people unalived, as y'all say.
Yeah.
So
listen,
I don't know.
What's the big hoopla? People are grown. You go across state lines. There's nothing illegal about going across state lines. If you old enough, you go. Everybody can go travel from state to state. You know.
No, but you're purchasing. You're using your resources to purchase. You're using your people to go get these sex workers, and you're trafficking people.
Well, hold on. If that's what their occupation was, they were sex workers. They were just
prostitution is not legal, is it?
Was it legal in the states that you did it in? If you did it in Vegas, I mean in Nevada, that's a different story.
Well, when I was working, yeah, it was legal. You know, I got my papers and my shots. Everything is cool. You know,
and you just said that you didn't do nothing with Diddy. Now it comes out.
I said me. I didn't mention nobody else's name. I said
but you said you got your papers and you've been doing it, so that's why you say ain't nothing to be wrong. Don't have to see you coming up.
Yeah, you got the vaccine.
Listen, I'm an independent contractor, so stop playing. You know,
contractor,
and you owe me a couple more dollars too, since we on the subject.
Oh, okay. Well, $40 don't get it no more, huh?
You said independent contractor.
So, me and Camellia was hanging out.
You and who?
Camellia Harris.
Oh, that's still not a name either.
I know.
Man, Diddy gonna do 7 years, and then basically it's gonna be about 5 because he's gonna do 2 years time.
I think if he get convicted, I think Trump will pardon him.
Yes, he will. I do too.
Quick question.
It ain't quick. You still thinking?
I'm listening. I'm trying to get I've been watching so long. I'm just afraid somebody might jump in while I'm talking.
Okay, well, don't nobody jump. Y'all stay out. Let's just keep
funny.
Close the door. Close the door. Don't let. You remember when on the Assembly, let the devil came in, everything happened.
Okay.
Don't let nobody else in. Quick question: is it really all about what's going on with P. Diddy, or everything that he know about everybody else?
Both.
I think it's a combination of both.
I want to know everything about everybody else.
Because he got video.
Okay, so that's why is it more or less them just? I say it like this right here. We see what's happening, but is that just a distraction?
No,
it could be. It could be a distraction.
Hold on. Why can't it not be a distraction for what's finna happen? There's a lot of things finna happen. You can be just distracted for what's going on, because what he has done, ain't nobody. Look, you talked about that on the last podcast. It's no different what Hugh Hefner did. So you take his situation in that same little area, because we hang in Hollywood. We know where the houses is, the underground tunnels. It's the same thing. But unfortunately, once you go against the masses, this when the things come to another level. They like, okay, since you're gonna bite the hand that feeds you, now we're gonna do this.
Hugh Hefner did everything at one spot. This man took people across state lines. He went from
we get that part. I'm just saying. I'm talking about this.
Who don't want to get flued out?
I'm just Alicia, you trying to be her lawn now.
But listen, that's what I'm saying. But it's not by force. It's the accolades that come with it. This wasn't by force. The drugs come after an open mind.
Okay, what about the young people that were trying to get into the business and what he supposedly did to them? The Justin Biebers and those kind of people.
But take about that. They had parents though, Bob. These kids
understand that.
The moment
a lot of kids that get molested and essayed have parents.
Well, I'm just saying the kids was being sent
You're right.
to them. They were sent to them at a young age. All these guys were sent to them like to get their careers going at a young age from the parents.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a difference just being molested by force than somebody trying to get their kid's career started by sending your kid to this person. You basically turn them over to the devil.
And nobody told on him back then. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Nobody told. So now it's all coming to it's everything dark that's gonna come to the light.
That's it. That's my point exactly. It's not by force. It's by we chasing those accolades that come with being in the presence of these people. You know, so that's why I say I see what's happening to the brother, but at the end of the day, we as a black race, we still got to be careful. You know, because we heard Kanye West say some stuff that we really don't get into allegedly about what's being displayed, what has to be invested, what have to be given up to get what we get. So it's a lot coming to Bob. You've been in the business for 40-some years, and you know that it's always something got to be sacrificed along the way. And once you go against the master, then everything changes.
That's true. But you have to stick to your own convictions.
That's right. So you've been everything that goes in the dark, you know, it got to come to light. You know, it has to come to light. So we see it from the Bad Boy taping, all this type of stuff. He's been out there with the Sean John. This man been getting money, been hustling for years. But at the same time, people talk about
that wasn't enough for him.
Right.
That wasn't enough.
Yeah. So, but
he brought this on himself to me. He brought this because he could have done a lot of other things.
It was a power move.
He had a tooth pro. And so, you know, that was his other problem.
Would you say what?
So do you think that Jay-Z and them, you think they're complicit in this too?
See, that's what we're talking about. You just said it.
I ain't saying nothing. I asked the question.
No, but that's
Don't
what
you
we
group me with a Herline.
I don't think if Jay-Z had anything, they're gonna bring it out. If Jay-Z, of all them people, they're gonna bring everybody out that they can. It's over. You're gonna get exposed.
I'm gonna say this too, though. Think about it now. Beyonce on tour. Beyonce is on contract, and she is on tour. So she gonna be out there making that money still for them industries. Get what I'm saying?
They say everybody's leaving town. Everybody's getting out the way, getting up before they're called to testify.
I don't know. I like Beyonce, but yeah, she out there still making and had, yeah. So he's staying somewhere different. I don't know where he fall in the pyramid, but him and her staying somewhere a little different, I think.
I'm still just trying to ready for them to get to the case. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas keep saying, like, man, get to the case. We know he fucked up. Go ahead and just, you know, bring the people out there what they waiting on. You know what I mean? You got the man.
Yeah, they keep building. They keep piling on. And then litigation is a pain in the butt anyway. It's not pretty. It's not glamorous. It's tedious. So it's probably towards the end of the trial that we'll really get to the meat of it. It's going to be annoying for a while.
He should have had a breaking point. See, me, that's why I know I can't get locked up and no shit like that, because I've been and had a breaking point. Go ahead and tell me what the fuck I did wrong.
Yeah.
Don't be dragging this shit on. You know what I'm saying? You driving me
Man,
crazy.
he know what he did wrong. He just hope it don't come out.
If you don't know what I did, what the case about then? What we in court for? Take me back to my cell. If I'm fucked up, I fucked up. Take me back to my cell. Take me back home. I want to go back home. You feel me, bro?
Yeah,
y'all feel me?
But he paid big money for the way.
If I'm wrong, what we doing in court? What y'all need to find out if y'all already know? You already know. You got me. I'm already locked up. You see, I done got gray hair and shit. You got me.
Y'all, the man couldn't get it just for man or nothing, man.
Nothing. With a coconut oil or none of that
just
shit.
For
man.
me,
coconut oil.
At the end of the day, TK, really, now all the things like people said, like the young kids. Yeah, the young kids that's supposed to be involved, the grooming. Think about your family members or your kids and stuff that want to be actors, that want to be musicians, you know, that want to be in the industry. Them people got to be exposed. Your child cannot be not traumatized. Listen to the trauma they saying. You know what I'm saying? That supposedly have allegedly went on. If your child wants to be and is in creative and one in the field, do you want them to deal with them people like that and you look at them like icons? Really?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. What I'm saying is, Diddy, I know what you're saying, sis. Like, you know, people like that need to get put away. So if my child or somebody, you know, inspired to do something won't be around this type monster. I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, nigga, if I'm a monster, what the hell I'm doing still basically free? If y'all know I did it, what we doing? What the court
You have a
case
right
for?
to a trial.
Why? It's because he spent big money on big lawyers, and those lawyers' jobs is he's gonna get convicted of something, but they want to make sure their charge is less than his years or less until Trump, you know, let him go.
When
But
y'all came and picked me up at that hotel, my bad, I'm sorry.
Max time. He'll get the max time, but his lawyers are supposed to make sure he either get off or he gets less time. So they got to work and they got to rebut everything. I mean,
been getting off a long time.
It's taking too long. When they came and picked him up at that hotel, they knew something then. You knew something then. You took me away from my lifestyle then. You already got me locked up. If y'all know I'm wrong, quit dragging this shit out. Tell everybody how nasty I am.
Well, they're doing that. They're doing that.
They're doing that.
Definitely.
Just take me to the back. Take me to the back and let me rot in hell.
But that's not how the system works. He's actually, as much as I hate to say it, he's actually innocent until proven guilty. And this is where they prove him guilty.
Well, then you can do this from the house. We can do all this shit from, it's technology out here. I ain't got to be locked up.
Now you want to go stay at the house. You bringing people cross lines and using up all the baby oil, Johnson & Johnson, the only
That's
people
right.
making money. And
that's right.
Now you want to go sit in the prison and let these young people not be able, because some of these people are just now being able to tell what happened to them. That's their freedom.
I get that, but if y'all
Stuff
still
that
got
they
to
couldn't
add,
talk about before, they can now say, he did this to me. He did that to me.
put it in a
stuff
book.
they couldn't control. Just
But
like
I didn't do it willingly. I was drugged. I was.
That shit. The people that supposed to love them the most allow people to do this to them to make money.
Yeah.
To be manipulated.
Put it in
all
a book.
this shit.
Put it in the book and put me back in the cell because I'm a monster. Y'all know I'm wrong. Y'all came and got me. Y'all done fucked up. Y'all. This is
Okay,
a
so they put
humiliation
you
process.
back in the cell, and then to all the other prisoners, you are guilty. What you think gonna happen to you in the cell? You come out better being up there surrounded by police and whatever.
I get it. That little piece of freedom, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's like if Auntie, if he gonna be guilty, he gonna have to go get used to that shit anyway. Don't lessen my process up. You know what I'm saying?
They're also trying to find out who else is guilty with him. So.
Yes.
Just ask me then. Ask me. Put me on the stand.
But you gotta understand, he got a whole jury.
Put me on the stand. I'll tell you. If I'm fucked up, if y'all done let me know,
I'm quite sure they will put him on the stand eventually.
Yeah.
If he's gonna have to get up there and defend himself. I think. I don't know. I ain't never been to court.
He probably was
the type of person he is. I think he gonna insist on it eventually.
Because even his mama said, "You're not the person I raised."
I mean, shoot, man. She wasn't saying that. She wasn't saying that when she was walking in the marble floors and a cook and.
Well, that could be because she thought that he had made money legally and he wasn't out doing all this crazy stuff. You know,
you don't think that about your child. You don't want to think your child out there doing something crazy. That his talent and what he's doing that's in the public is legit. You know, shit.
Listen, listen, after the first few murder cases that man had, I think she kind of picked up. Damn, my son might be into something. You know what I'm saying? He done beat 2-3 murder cases already before this even happened. You know, so she had to know my son. Every time I look, he with a different woman. He with a different woman. He always throwing parties. She knew something. So don't act surprised now.
He probably did and probably didn't want to act. You know, you don't. you don't want to think that you believe that somebody outside on told you something about your son, especially if it came from outside, if she even heard any inkling, and you want to ask your child, like, damn, I heard you done blew up some shit.
I heard his mama was
Or
But
wild too,
he's
though.
very convincing. He probably got the kids and her fooled that he wasn't doing a whole lot. They probably didn't know.
you know what, people, he got
Of it.
money. He can live, so he can be somebody out in the Bahamas to somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was in hotels. He was in a lot of stuff. So I could see them not quite knowing everything. They probably just thought he was a hoe. He got a bunch of women. She probably know he beat women, but she probably didn't know to the extent of his partying. She probably just I can't imagine I would want my mama to know any of that mess.
I
And so
tell
when
you what,
somebody
I bet you one of mama friends went to one of them parties.
it probably told her, but she wouldn't believe it because he's
That's
probably
right. That's a parent. That's a parent.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
that's
here.
a
She here.
parent.
Mama
You
here.
tell me
Parents
something on
don't
my
believe.
son, I'm gonna swear you lying.
Mama here. She just
Yeah.
want that boy free.
Well, she's not gonna believe it in front of people, but
Right.
she's gonna start looking and like, so
Uh-huh.
what you been doing?
Right.
Yes,
And you
she
And
gonna
know
be
I ain't
watching
raised
even
you
more.
like that. And she gonna have the Bible sitting right there.
And the more she investigated, the more he gonna hide it.
No, he gonna have every knee must bow. Every
Oh no,
tongue
I'm
gotta
talking about like back
confess.
in the day when she probably first heard about it. He probably just got better at hiding it.
I'm gonna tell you like this: the relationship between him and his mama. I bet that he could go to his mama and probably it look like they got a really close relationship and cry in his mama arms, and she thinking it's about something else that he done told her, but really it's about some other shit.
Yeah.
And she'll never know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, I got boys, so yeah, I probably
And,
would never know.
and Did is a salesman. He's a business shark. He probably can make you believe your own house belonged to him.
And he's a pervert. You forgot that one.
And a pervert.
And a pervert.
Charming. He had that whole package to get where he was. He's shrewd. He's cunning. To get where he is, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And believable at the same time. So,
He had the money. I think he. Go ahead,
Clive
Alicia.
Davis, the industry, man. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's getting close to time for us to get off, but I want to ask this last question, and I want y'all to think about it. Okay. Next week we're going to talk about what it means to be a team player, but one of our people sent this question in, so y'all think about this. I've never broken up with anyone, let alone asked for a divorce. Been married 14 years, together 18, but I've been done for 10. I stayed for the kids, but I'm tired. How do I tell him it's over?
Wow. Wow.
They've been together 14.
Hey,
No,
look.
she's been married for 14. They've been together 18. But she's been done with the relationship for 10. She stayed for the kids, but now she's tired. How does she tell him it's over? I don't understand why they don't see the signs. Because when we shut
Believe
down,
me,
we
they
shut
there
down.
on his part. I'm gonna tell you, cause I understand where she coming from. They signs are there on his part and her part, and people can make all the excuses in the world. It's just not for the kids and all this stuff here, but the kids already know. The kids already fucking know. If your kids are more teenagers now or growing, they've already been accepted it. I'm just gonna I'm an open book right here. Married to my husband, we probably have lived in separate homes for probably about since 2014. And you just have to do it. You just have to do it for your happiness, for your self-respect, for your
So how did you tell them?
Just serve the papers. That's it.
Oh, so you got a divorce?
Yeah.
She just stayed in it, but She wants to
Well, no,
know
that's what
how
I'm
to tell
saying.
them.
We lived in separate houses for 10 years, just stayed in it, you know. And I wouldn't bother him, he wouldn't bother me. Kind of got content, you know. He traveled, he traveled with his job, you know. So it was just like, hey, I go work, do my thing, take care of my kids, and I just was content in that. No, you don't bother me, I don't bother you. We come together on the things we need to come together on for them, you know, things like that. Yeah. But at one point in time, you have to realize that if you want something else, you have to get it released. You have to the cut it at the core, wherever you need to do, you have to, because nobody else is gonna want to deal with you. You want to be with somebody else or love somebody else. Somebody won't love you because you tired of somebody else. It's crazy. So you have to understand that.
That's a good topic.
What do you guys got to say?
I can't.
Do you get it when we're through? Do you see the signs when women don't care anymore? Or are you so busy doing your thing that it doesn't matter to you? Or you think you might be off doing your thing and you think she's content? Why you grinning, G Unit?
Let me say this. Well, because it's discriminating because the shoe can be on the other foot.
Yeah. So you wearing her shoes now?
Not that, Donnie. Listen, what I'm saying, you saying what happened to the woman, the same thing can happen to a man. He can get kind of fed up with the woman because you take it back, like you just said. I've been there, t-shirt, trophy, and a certificate. And that's why when you said that topic, I said, wow, because here's the thing. You just mentioned a few minutes ago, they stayed there for the kids. Guess what? Those kids become, no matter what age, if they're young or older, they become more rebellious by being in the mix of all of that confusion and that abusive relationship. Because as kids get older, now they have this type of feeling concerning whoever pushed the pin the most with the attitude for making a relationship where there's more violence involved. So I was there for us trying to be around long enough to see my daughter grow up. But for the first 5 years, she was young, so she didn't understand. But after 5 or 6 years, I think I done put enough time. I said, okay, now I can make this move. I'd have been in the same house and slept on one side of the house, and she slept on the other side for years because I wanted to stay close enough to see my daughter. But after 4 or 5 years that happened, then you be like, okay, I think I done put enough time in. I can file for divorce. See, every time a divorce come up, 9 times out of 10, it be the woman leaving the man. But for me, listen. But for me, I filed for a divorce. You see what I'm saying?
So, well, did you just stop loving her, or were you tired of things? Everything just became mundane. Again, what happened?
Like you just said, from a woman's perspective, the signs on the wall. You could be sleeping with the devil and not realizing because you think love is there. And you can be in a position for something to happen. Let's say, for instance, make an example. You can fall on a motorcycle as a young man, and you have a bunch of women in your life, and this is one woman that's gonna be by your side. Unfortunately, she's a nurse and everything. A woman can catch you when you're vulnerable too. And then once you get nursed back to health, you can feel that you owe that person something. So a lot of moving parts can happen here, and you go and get married, and then next thing you know, did you get married because you love her, or did you get married because the woman was in your life when you got hurt? See? So the signs on the wall concern the woman perspective, but from a man perspective, I have to look at it from a different hourglass because I done been on the other side of it. Now the kid's 25 years old. That to me,
I think we older, and I think through life that we've learned a lot about love, really what really love is, and what we saw prior, like in our past with our family members, our mothers, our fathers, whoever, what love was. And so sometimes people grow and they grow apart. They may try to come back together and still realize that because we've learned so much about ourselves, about each other, you know, our likes people don't really understand that. All they think, oh, y'all went on to God, you whatever. Yeah, at that time, and like they say, reason, season, that shit really is something. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we want to put people in our lives that only there for a reason. But once that reason is
revealed,
yeah, you outgrow. You know, people don't understand that, and it's not nothing to say about marriage or you know anything like that. Like my ex-husband, yes, we just had a son that graduated. We came together as a family. We celebrated. Um, we ate. You know what I'm saying? His family came down. My family came together. We did. You know, that doesn't mean that have to be dysfunctional. You know what I mean? Long as we bringing that love to that child and he's getting it from the whole family, the tribe, whatever, because we know that we brought a child. You know what I'm saying? People, I don't know how they look at stuff sometimes when they come and dealing with you know, my in-laws. If I don't want to deal with them, I don't deal with them. But we all understand each other and we all probably know why. You know what I'm saying? But for celebrations for our kids and stuff like that, yeah, we come together. So I don't get it. People be
So
trapped in, huh?
where does communication come in on all of this? When y'all are sleeping on different sides of the house, when you're in another house, did y'all not communicate before it got to this point?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's go to therapy. Let's look at this. But you know, if you be on your own, you have your own timeline of healing the stuff or seeing stuff, things, and another person may not be on that same timeline. You know what I mean? And they don't want to deal with stuff and they pass and why they do this, why they're, you know what I'm saying? Everybody say some shit, but they on the outside looking in. They're not the person that's actually in that relationship. They don't know that yes, we try, let's talk, bring up conversation, the avoidance. It's a whole lot of stuff sometimes, especially if you know that you love somebody, you got kids somebody, and it don't even have to do with your kids, but you saw them way before they saw themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very hold on.
What happened? Herlon called you?
Like, I'm sorry, my son was came in.
Oh, okay.
It's uh, like after you try and you try and you try and you want to talk, because I'm a talker, I'm gonna ask and I'm that type of person, but everybody else ain't like that. I don't want to let's talk about this. Let's explain this. And if a person keeps, you know, can say people that say shit about people that got divorced, they on the outside looking in. They don't know how hard somebody made a try. They don't know how how they, you know, some people let go of themselves, sacrifice themselves. You know what I'm saying? So and try and try and it may just not been a fit. Maybe then it was a fit. It was a love. It was a growth. You know, I'm proud of my kid's father. You know what I'm saying? He came from where he was at, really not in a good place in life. Now he good. You know what I'm saying? He's able to, you know, he's good. And I'm glad for him. I'm proud of him. Um, it don't matter what between you know, and I don't understand some people relationship that they have with they their baby mama or father. You have to be careful. You have to be careful who you lay down with, who you had kids with, who you marry. You know, sometimes people have things they just can't let go, don't want to grow from, want to keep holding on, they keep holding it back, you know what I'm saying, on both sides. I'm not just saying this like just on a woman perspective, you know. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
Look at Kevin. He ain't said nothing all night.
I'm
I
serious.
think Herlon took him to a whole nother area. He was trying to figure out that's a woman with fire. I need her in my life.
No, listen, I got it's like it just goes around a circle. You know, a lot of people are scared to capitulate to the truth, and that's
capitulate.
Oh yeah, that is a key thing to a lot of things, and the truth will actually set you free, man. You know, it really will. And a lot of it's like emotions are like wrapped up coils. And if you don't untangle them or don't know how to untangle them, then you're gonna be stuck. You know, and I get it, but a lot of times it's the truth. We all sometimes get wrapped up in the sexual aspect of it, especially if that person put it on you. But outside of that, when that high goes down, do you generally like that person as a person? That's what the boils down. And if you like them as a person without that, then that's the sexual aspect is just gravy on it, you know? But a lot of people be arguing and they're trying to get their point across, but don't really know how to listen. Listening is an art form. Okay. And really you have to learn and train yourself to put your emotions aside. Most people lead with their emotions, you know? And you got to really hear somebody, because sometimes people angry, you don't hear what the other person is saying. All you want to do is get your point across and wait till they stop talking, because you'll say, "You finish? You finish?"
Mm-hmm.
They didn't hear. They didn't care to hear what you're saying. And it takes two people to do that, because if only one is like being calm and listening, the other person ain't trying to hear you, you know? And, you know, and like I said, it takes a while to get there. You got to be broken sometimes just to get built back up. And that's what scriptures did for me. You know, you read all that, it'll break you up, it'll beat you down into dust, and it'll build you back up. So all this arguing back and forth, man. And when you study it, you ask, what is it all for? And everything is just a game. You either learn how to play it, okay, or it plays you, you know, and everything. And once again, everything is according to situation and time. Like, you would get mad if you had a 10-year-old daughter and a guy 20 years old is talking to her. Do you have a right to be upset about that? Yeah. He's 10 years older than this person. All right, let's just say time goes on. Now he's 50, she's 40. He's still 10 years older, but you ain't gonna say nothing. You know? Everything's
Well, that's totally different. You got a baby that I mean, somebody 20 years old ain't got no business talking to nobody 10 years old, no way.
Hold on, here what
10-year-old, some of them ain't even
hold
looking
on.
like a little boy.
Hold on.
Shut up, Jeannie.
He was 10 years older than her. He's still 10 years older than her.
I understand, but first of all, you should have nipped it in the bud when he was 20, trying to talk to a 10-year-old.
No.
She trying to jump rope. He out there talking about, I like the way your ponytails do when you jump up and down.
You're right. I'm not.
I like the way you coloring in that coloring, but you stay in the line and everything.
What the hell?
Not disagreeing with you, but once again,
Gee, stop laughing.
He's 50. He's 50. She's 40.
Okay, you know you can see it better than them both mature adults, but I can't see no 10 and 20. You didn't even get a girl 15. You said 10.
Yeah,
20-year-old ain't got no business.
That's all. And you hopped on it and you fell into it, you know. So that's good attitude.
Don't try to pretty it up now, Kelvin. Come on.
Got my point. It's like
Genie, mute yourself. I'm trying.
Hey,
and what just happened? Grooming? What happened?
Yeah, gotta be.
At least I got y'all
smiling. You heard him say he worked with Puff Daddy, so.
Yeah. At least I'm bringing y'all joy, not the pain. It's a lot different.
Yeah. I'm about to send you over there with her.
No, but once again, it can be difficult in a relationship, man. And once again, if you never been through a real hurt, I mean, the worst one I had, lost 30 pounds in 2 weeks. They thought I was on crack that year.
Damn.
Yeah,
what kind of relationship was that?
Oh man, I was messing with somebody, and she was beautiful, but come to find out, the guy that she had kids from, he was locked up when I started seeing her, but all of a sudden he got out, and that changed. You know, but I say all that to say, once you've really been hurt and you survived that, you won't be hurt like that again unless you allow yourself to.
No.
You know, and once again, you learn, you grow, and the key thing is learning. You learning. It's all a learning process, you know, and you can't stay bitter. You can't stay bitter, because if you do, that means they win. In other words, you bitter about somebody else and they're not even thinking about you, you know?
Yeah. They moved on.
They done lived their life and they moved on or whatever. You still mad about what?
Okay, you know.
That's human nature sometimes, though.
No, this is a true story, and y'all think I'm joking. I was last year, a buddy of mine who I grew up with, known him since I was 8 years old. We older now, we grown. He didn't want to come to the family reunion block party because another friend of ours was there. Because he said, "Nah, he slept with my girl." And I was saying, "This is recently." He slept with so and so. I said, "Wait a minute, y'all was 16 and 17 at the time. Man, you 58. What are you talking about?"
Oh my God, he must have really loved that woman.
Yo, now everybody done had kids and they grown now, and he's still talking about because he slept with him when he was 17 years old. I said, man, you got to be kidding me. I said, I would
good
like that. Ain't no way I wouldn't hold on. As you hold on to that, you 58 and you talking about when you was 17? Nah, nah.
Maybe
And,
it was his first love. You never really get over your first love, I think.
come
Sometimes.
on, you hold
Unless
on.
it's your uncle. Now you go get over if it's your uncle. Well, go ahead.
Listen, she done got married, had kids, and everything else. You know. And so is he. He had kids. Man, come on now, stop that playing, man. I ain't got time for that foolishness. I really don't.
You know
Yeah.
what? Sometimes you do miss out on sometimes people who God bring into your life, you know, no matter what aspect of life. So hopefully the opportunity come back round again with somebody else or however. But yeah, sometimes we do miss opportunities in life, you
What?
know,
I'm
that you wasn't ready for, you weren't paying attention to, or you didn't learn the lesson, whatever. Opportunity, believe me, God bring opportunities around you every day. You just got to figure out how to place them, people, things, and to happen to you in your life. Honestly, if you believe in God, I think so.
I don't know where you're going with that one, but we talking about just a teenage thing. That's all. You're a grown man now. Way beyond that. That ain't got nothing to do with X, Y, Z. That's just growing up, being a teenager. That's
Yes,
all.
it do. Yes, it do. Some people move your spirit more than others, man. Come on.
Okay, well, break it down for me. Help. Let me see where you trying to go with that. Okay, he's 17. Okay, he's 17 years old. Okay. So you haven't grown anything since then? You 58 now?
Right. And I'll add to it from what she's saying. I think a lot of us pick the wrong people. A lot of us react to certain events based on how we were raised.
Yeah.
He probably didn't have anyone around him to tell him back then or help guide him to get over it. Some OG like, man, that's life. You know, guys will tell you, women will tell you some, people will tell you some, hey, you know, you're going to meet somebody else. Something snapped or didn't happen for him to get over it. He went on in life. I bet you he didn't pick other good people. He probably just snatched whoever he saw. Because until you, and I'm going to quote Herlan, know yourself, you're going to pick wrong people. You're going to dwell on the past. You're not going to be able to self-motivate yourself out of situations. And what happens, you bring all of that trauma from childhood, trauma from your 20s, trying to find the right person, getting your feelings hurt. You bring all that baggage to a relationship and you end up waking up one morning like, this is not where I really want to be. Or this person is treating me like bad things that I've had happen to me in the past. And you have to get out of that situation and get a divorce. And I think the reason why our divorce rates are so high is because America's crazy. And Black people have been treated so bad in this country that I think we have to look at what most of our parents who went through Jim Crow went through and how they had to try to survive it. And I think a lot of them married to survive it, not necessarily for love. I think a lot of our families made them get married to make sure they were taken care of. And then they didn't treat everybody right. They didn't treat their kids right. I look at my mama's family. My grandma was pretty much sold to my grandfather. From what I understand, he used to beat everybody's ass. So we got so many different aspects of how they were treated. Then my poor mama, he was dead by the time she was born. So she grew up with in a fatherless situation. So my dad is almost 20 years older than her. If it was my pick, I wouldn't have my mama with nobody that old. I love my dad. He's beautiful. Great man. But I think she got cheated out of a lot of stuff because he had lived his life. He was kind of stuck in his ways on a lot of stuff. I don't think she got introduced to a lot of things that she should have. She'd been with somebody her own age. So I think we have to, before we get these children especially, now it's too late for us, But going forward,
that's who.
Before these children go get married, before our children go do certain things, they got to get some issues resolved in their head. They got to have some encouragement. They may need therapy, but we're gonna keep picking and keep going and keep having all these high rates of divorce, or we just gonna stop getting married because we don't know how to do conflict. We don't know how to do the resolution. Most of us
And
shut.
some people,
Most
and they don't know how to be by themselves.
Huh?
Some people don't need to be by themselves for a while to get through that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Learn.
You haven't healed, you're gonna hurt somebody else.
Right.
Well,
So you gotta heal yourself first before you go involve in another relationship.
well, that part is true, but she said something else which is a key, and I think most people don't realize. A lot of people don't spend enough time by themselves. Period.
Isolation.
Anything, you know. And my friend tells me, he says, "Kev, that's your problem. You've been by yourself a lot." Well, meaning like, but when I was brought up, my mom and my pops, well, they taught us, you know, especially me, get out there and pack groceries. They instilled a lot of things inside me. And by the time I was 19, I had my own apartment, you know. So it was just me. I mean, I had siblings, so I had a family union, but I've been so independent on my own, and it feels good, you know. So you just can't come in with some old foolishness, you know. And once again, it all depends on how you are wired. Everybody's wired differently. Some people, like my boy, one of my best friends, he said, "Man, I don't see how you do it, Kev," because he had gotten his own apartment for the first time, and he said he couldn't do it. He said he couldn't function. He said he got to live with somebody. And I understand his point of view. Some people like that. They need to have somebody there. There's some guys who have to have a woman, and there's some woman that has to have a guy around, you know? And I know it from both sides because I had the girl that I was dealing with. Man, after y'all break up 2 days, 2 weeks, she got somebody else right in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And they just can't function by themselves, or they don't want to be like that because it's too scary. And I get it, but I ain't mad at nobody because the key thing above all that, you got to love yourself that much more and be a beautiful human being and a lovely person. You know if you are. And if you know, for lack of a better term, you know if you ain't she. You know what I'm saying? Be a good person. You got to have love. Get love from God, from yourself. Get it from yourself, from God. And you take that in and disseminate it to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But you got to love yourself that much more. Just a little bit more. Because you hear people say, I love you more than life itself. I can't breathe without you. Really? So what
No,
happened?
I don't like no motherfucker to say some shit like that.
You know? So,
oh, my bad.
And like I said, everybody, you know, I know I'm a square peg. I don't smoke or drink. A lot of people out me that I can smoke and drink, but that just ain't my thing. Yeah, you this, you that. Hey, well, okay. I ain't mad at nobody. That's just who I be, you know. Once you have to love you, you know, and that's it. Okay. Benediction, so we can get up out of here.
All righty. You're right, because we're 20 minutes past the time we were supposed to be off here. No, that's only 17 minutes. Okay. I can't add. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming on. I'm sorry we spent a million minutes trying to get Herlon to let someone else talk. Thank y'all for coming on. Join us next Tuesday where we'll have more topics, and hopefully we won't have one that'll set the place on fire. Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
great evening.
It was a fun night.
It was a fun night, man.
Yeah.
We finally got a chance for everybody to say something, and I'm glad we did. But thank y'all for holding y'all on. Good night, everybody.
Bye. Bye,
Good
guys.
night.
All right. Yo.
Bye.